Armando Rubio's emotional update brings hope after Hannah's latest health scare. Just when it seemed like the worst was finally over, Armando Rubio and his family found themselves facing another frightening chapter. After days filled with hope and cautious optimism, an unexpected setback reminded everyone that Hannah's road to recovery was far from complete. Following her recent release from the hospital, many believed the 13-year-old was steadily regaining her strength. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé had been celebrating every positive update, relieved to see encouraging signs after the terrifying brain bleed that had shaken the entire family. Unfortunately, that sense of relief didn't last long. Only a short time after returning home, Hannah suddenly began experiencing several alarming symptoms. She complained of severe headaches, weakness, difficulty walking, and struggled to maintain her balance. Because doctors had previously warned the family to watch carefully for these exact warning signs, there was no time to waste. Without hesitation, Hannah was rushed back to the hospital for emergency evaluation. For Armando, those moments were heartbreaking. As a father, watching his daughter return to a hospital bed after everything she had already endured was something no parent ever wants to experience. Once again, uncertainty filled the air as doctors immediately began conducting tests to determine what had caused the sudden change in her condition. Hours felt like days as the family anxiously waited for answers. Thankfully, the medical team soon delivered encouraging news. After completing additional examinations, physicians discovered that Hannah was experiencing a small amount of internal swelling rather than another catastrophic medical emergency. While the condition required immediate treatment, doctors believed it could be managed successfully. Hannah was given intravenous medication, and medical staff monitored her closely throughout the day. Fortunately, she responded extremely well to treatment. As her symptoms gradually improved, doctors became increasingly confident that she was stable enough to continue recovering outside the hospital. The news brought an enormous sense of relief to everyone who had been following her journey. Soon afterward, Armando shared an emotional update with supporters through social media. He confirmed that Hannah had once again been discharged from the hospital and explained that the doctors were pleased with how she responded to treatment. Most importantly, he revealed that his daughter was finally feeling much better. Although the update carried hopeful news, Armando reminded everyone that Hannah's recovery was still an ongoing process. Healing from a serious brain injury takes time, patience, and constant medical supervision. Even though this latest scare ended positively, the family understood there was still a long road ahead. He also asked fans to continue keeping Hannah in their thoughts and prayers, expressing deep gratitude for the overwhelming kindness and encouragement they had received throughout this incredibly difficult period. However, Hannah's medical battle wasn't the only challenge the family had been facing. While trying to support his daughter, Armando had also been dealing with a complicated immigration situation that threatened to separate him from his family during one of the most important moments of their lives. Earlier, he had struggled to remain in Arizona because of visa restrictions, creating even more emotional stress while Hannah continued receiving treatment. For any parent, being forced to leave during a child's medical crisis would be devastating. Fortunately, another piece of life-changing news arrived at exactly the right time. United States Customs and Border Protection approved a 30-day extension of Armando's humanitarian visa, allowing him to remain in Arizona while Hannah continued her recovery. The approval meant he would no longer have to worry about leaving his daughter's side before her condition had fully stabilized. Sharing the announcement, Armando described the approval as nothing short of a blessing. He explained that the extension would allow him to continue supporting Hannah throughout her treatment while standing beside Kenny during every stage of the recovery process. His message reflected both relief and gratitude. He thanked the officials who carefully reviewed his case with compassion, acknowledged the legal team that worked tirelessly on his behalf, and expressed appreciation to everyone who helped make the extension possible. Above all, he thanked the thousands of supporters whose prayers, encouraging messages, and unwavering kindness had given his family strength during their darkest days. Although this latest update offered renewed hope, everyone understood that Hannah's journey was far from over. Although Hannah had been discharged from the hospital once again, her journey toward recovery was far from over. The encouraging update gave the family a reason to smile, but everyone understood that healing from a serious brain injury doesn't happen overnight. Every new day brought hope, yet it also required patience, constant monitoring, and unwavering determination. Doctors explained that Hannah would continue receiving close medical supervision even after returning home. While the immediate danger had passed, they wanted to carefully observe her progress and ensure that no additional complications developed during the recovery process. The family knew that every small improvement was meaningful, but they also realized that setbacks could happen without warning. One of the biggest challenges facing Hannah was rehabilitation. After experiencing a brain bleed, rebuilding physical strength and regaining confidence can be a slow process. Simple daily activities often require extra effort, and progress usually comes one step at a time. Rather than focusing on how long the journey might take, the family chose to celebrate every positive milestone, no matter how small it seemed. Throughout this difficult experience, Kenny Niedermeyer remained a constant source of comfort. Standing beside Hannah every day, he offered encouragement during moments of uncertainty and helped create a positive environment while she continued healing. Together, Kenny and Armando worked as a team, making sure Hannah always felt surrounded by love and reassurance. Their united support became one of the strongest parts of Hannah's recovery. Meanwhile, fans across the world continued following every update with deep concern. Since first appearing on 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Armando, Kenny, and Hannah have become one of the franchise's most beloved families. Over the years, viewers have watched them overcome personal struggles, celebrate milestones, and build a life together through honesty, resilience, and unconditional love. That emotional connection became even stronger during Hannah's medical crisis. As news of her condition spread, thousands of supporters flooded social media with heartfelt messages, prayers, and words of encouragement. Many viewers shared their own experiences with serious illnesses, offering hope and reminding the family that they were not facing this battle alone. The incredible response extended beyond emotional support. The family's GoFundMe campaign received overwhelming generosity from people who wanted to help cover medical costs, travel expenses, and the unexpected financial burden created by Hannah's treatment. Contributions continued arriving from supporters around the world, demonstrating just how deeply this family's story had touched so many lives. For Armando, the kindness shown by complete strangers was impossible to put into words. He repeatedly expressed his gratitude, explaining that every encouraging message, every prayer, and every donation reminded his family that hope still existed even during the darkest moments. Instead of feeling isolated by tragedy, they felt embraced by a worldwide community that genuinely cared about Hannah's recovery. Despite all the positive developments, unanswered medical questions still remained. Doctors had performed multiple MRI scans and an angiogram in an effort to determine exactly what caused Hannah's brain bleed. Unfortunately, those tests did not reveal a definitive explanation. While this uncertainty was understandably frustrating, physicians remained committed to continuing their investigation and closely monitoring her condition. Rather than rushing to conclusions, the medical team focused on protecting Hannah's long-term health through careful observation and ongoing rehabilitation. Their goal was not only helping her recover today, but also reducing the risk of future complications. Throughout the entire ordeal, Armando never stopped fighting for his daughter. From navigating complicated immigration challenges to spending countless hours inside hospitals and comforting Hannah through every difficult moment, he remained determined to be exactly where his daughter needed him most. His strength reflected the kind of unconditional love that defines parenthood, showing up every single day, even when the future feels uncertain. Today, the family remains cautiously optimistic. Hannah continues moving forward one day at a time, supported by experienced doctors, devoted parents, and millions of people who continue cheering her on from around the world. While the road ahead may still contain challenges, each passing day brings another opportunity for healing, another reason to believe, and another step toward the brighter future everyone hopes she will soon enjoy. As Hannah continues recovering, her family's story has become about much more than a medical emergency. It has evolved into a powerful reminder of resilience, love, and the extraordinary strength that can emerge during life's most difficult moments. Although the road ahead remains uncertain, each positive update has given the family renewed confidence that brighter days are still possible. Looking back, the past several weeks have been nothing short of overwhelming. What began as a frightening medical crisis quickly turned into an emotional journey filled with unexpected obstacles. Hannah's sudden brain bleed left doctors searching for answers while her loved ones struggled to cope with the fear of the unknown. Every phone call, every test result, and every hospital visit carried enormous emotional weight. Despite those challenges, one thing never changed: her family's determination to stay together. For Armando, remaining beside his daughter became his highest priority. After facing immigration complications and the heartbreaking possibility of being separated during Hannah's recovery, receiving the humanitarian visa extension felt like an answered prayer. The additional time allowed him to focus completely on supporting his daughter without the constant fear of having to leave. In a heartfelt message shared with supporters, Armando explained that being able to stay in Arizona meant everything to him. More than simply extending his legal permission to remain in the United States, it allowed him to continue sharing every important moment of Hannah's recovery alongside Kenny and the rest of their family. He also took time to recognize everyone who helped make that possible. From government officials who carefully reviewed his case to the legal professionals who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, Armando expressed sincere appreciation for every individual who contributed to the positive outcome. Their efforts ensured that a father could remain exactly where he was needed most, at his daughter's bedside. Equally meaningful was the overwhelming support coming from fans across the world. Thousands of people followed Hannah's journey with genuine concern, filling social media with messages of encouragement, prayers, and heartfelt wishes for a complete recovery. Many supporters admitted they had never met the family personally, yet they felt emotionally connected after watching their story unfold over the years on 90 Day Fiancé. That connection became especially visible through the family's fundraising campaign. Generous donations continued arriving to help ease the financial pressure created by medical treatment, travel expenses, and the many unexpected costs associated with a prolonged health crisis. Every contribution, regardless of size, represented another reminder that compassion still exists in remarkable ways. Even with such encouraging developments, doctors continue approaching Hannah's recovery carefully. Because medical experts have not yet identified the exact cause of her brain bleed, ongoing observation remains essential. Specialists